podcast number 2. I am your faithful host, Typo. I am not sheepish. I am not a sheep. But I do have a sheepy cutout made of paper sitting on my dresser. Yes!
Yay! I am your faithful host, Spunky Mutt.
Liar.
I am whatever. I'm not so spunky today, but I am still a mutt, and I do love mutts.
You are sicky
And
mutt.
I have a mutt sitting at my feet right now.
Sick mutt. Sicky mutt.
Yes.
And
I am battling through a cold, so please disregard any coughs or sniffles. I am bearing with it, but it's not going to keep me down.
good, because it kept her down like the last 2 days, and so
Oh my goodness.
we're just happy she's alive right now.
Yes. We'll get to that later because since I gabbed about my week first last time, I'm going to let uh, Typo take the reign on this. How was your week this week?
Blur. Like, everything before Wednesday, I don't remember. It was, and then everything on Saturday, I don't remember.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Saturday was interesting.
So let's start from the beginning. Car update. Typo still doesn't have one. Yay! Also,
Woo!
car update. Loans aren't good for part-timers. Or at least
No,
on one place, which is really silly.
they should be, but apparently loans do not like Typo.
No, no, they don't. But I'm figuring it out. It's okay. I'm not as
It'll
angry
work
as I was
out.
Monday.
Oh no.
So let's see. Hmm. We'll start from the beginning. Spring break. I was all jazzed up to do this literature project that we got at the beginning of the semester. And there's only one person in my group. Real sweet girl. Really nice. We'll call her Lulu.
Because that's just the first thing you think of when you think of a nice sweet girl.
No, because her name, which I will not say, I'll disclose it after. Not to you people, to Spunky. It's just it makes sense. Anyways,
Okay.
so
There's a logic.
so with my work schedule and Lulu being an acquaintance I don't know very well, we're like, okay, we're just gonna research for now, and then when it gets draws closer, we will either text or email each other, and we will figure this thing out. Because it was not a hard project. It was about George Sand, and trust me, I have not spoken so much French in my entire life.
Oh my goodness.
Trying to name George Sand's freaking novels. I was pretty proud of myself. Um, so spring break grew close, and we had to present what we had the Wednesday after spring break. And I was like, okay, easy. Take 2 days out of spring break. We'll do it. It'll be done.
Boom.
And I emailed her, and I never heard back from her.
Oh
I
no.
texted her and never heard back from her. And it wasn't until Tuesday, the day before our project was due, she texted me back and said, I am so sorry I did not text you back. I was in Mexico.
Well, that would certainly explain a good deal.
It would.
I suppose when you live this close to Mexico, that's the first place you'll go to.
Well,
I don't understand the appeal, but some people like it.
yeah, when I tell you her name after this podcast, you'll be like, oh yeah, okay, it makes sense.
All
I'm
right.
pretty sure she has
Some
family
so
from
some
Mexico.
yeah, some secret stuff you guys will not get to hear.
Yeah.
Only it's a hush hush.
But bottom line, she replied back. I wasn't angry at her because, I understand you have family get togethers during holiday and
Oh yeah.
you don't get to anything.
Yeah.
So,
Family's important.
so the good thing was she pulled out. She was just a trooper. She did everything she could to make this so easy on me because I was freaking out and thought I had to do this all on my own. And I was already very bitter, like, well, I did this already and I did that already. You don't have to worry about this stuff. But she stayed up till 3 in the morning with me, texting and emailing, and we got it done. Oh my
Well, that's
god, we
good.
got it done. And our teacher said it was good.
Well, that's
So,
good.
for all those people who tell you that doing last minute all-nighters don't do anything, I'm pretty sure I at
Yeah,
least got a B.
yeah. Now we wouldn't recommend them in high dosages, but
which
can help in a
tends to
pinch.
accidentally be my specialty. It shouldn't be my
Yeah, I'm
specialty.
I'm 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 sure the majority of students nowadays live on last minute.
Yeah.
I know I do.
Spunky can vouch. I
Yes.
when I do things last minute, I do things last minute, but they
She
get
does
done.
not mess around with her last minute if she's gonna do it last minute.
Yeah, it will get done. Now, quality may
Lest
not be great, but it'll get done.
lest we revisit your high school trauma of reading Lord of the
Oh
Flies
my
in one
god.
night and the nightmares that occurred thereafter.
I do not recommend reading Lord of the Flies in one night. I really
Soph-
don't. I
Sophomore in high
hallucinated
school,
in my
had the whole
dreams.
summer to read it and didn't, forgot, whatever, and read it in one night, and
This
poor thing
derp
had
read it
nightmares.
the night before for a test, and that was the worst thing I could have done in my entire life. Oh, it was just awful. So, I was sleepy for the whole week, and I don't know. Everything was like,
Just kind of,
psh.
yeah, I'm sure you've all been there. First day back from a break, and you just kind of coast through, and you don't really remember all of it.
Yeah, it was days. What was I saying? So, I was very sleepy, and it was just, psh, just in that dazed, filled sleep. Just, I don't even know.
Yeah.
So, that was the first part of my week. Then Saturday at work. My goodness, Saturday.
Oh yes.
Happy
Saturday at the
Easter!
library was an early Easter.
Egg hunt! Yay!
Yeah, for all the little
And they were
chillins.
so cute. I did face painting with Spunky's future whatever. I don't know.
With my what?
With your future sister-in-law. Blah 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 blah.
That's
We'll
how it
call her
goes.
Cappy. I did face painting with Cappy. And you know what? I'm okay with Cappy. I would have rather had my best friend there. Just saying.
I best friend
Was dead.
was was working, and we'll get to that when I explain my week because that was just a whole other set of problems.
Yep. So, the first part of work was fine. Face painting was fine. Egg hunt was pretty fine. And that was just like crazy experience. It was the coolest but the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. Those
Which
kids,
is about how you can explain any children's event at this
yeah,
library.
it was like a vacuum. Those eggs were just like sucked up into like this vortex of like children from 4 to 7. It was pretty
Yes,
cool. But I was
my
terrified.
my dad went to go help her and my mom uh
Your dad was so
for a little
lost.
bit. And poor thing, I don't think he realized how crazy it was going to be. He was in charge of manning a certain age
I think
group.
it was 0 to 3 years old.
He told me it was like 10 to
Oh,
12,
okay,
but
okay. He got 10 to
with
12.
how it was like with how disillusioned he was by the time he was done, it could have been either one, and he just didn't
No, I
know.
think he did get 10 to 12 because he said he got that rainbow Twizzler and he
Yeah,
said it
he
was
was
just
really happy
so
about.
delicious.
He did. He didn't stop talking about that Rainbow Twizzler.
I guess I know
He
what
was
we're getting him. Rainbow Twizzlers.
Father's Day,
Happy Father's Day,
Mr. Spunky Mutt.
Mr. Spunky Mutt. Typo has brought you Rainbow Twizzlers. I am now the golden child.
You are now the new favorite.
That's how it always ends up. Ha ha ha
Oh,
ha
I know
ha.
it. Just pushing me away from my family,
No,
one Twizzler at a time.
no, integrating is a nicer word.
Yeah. Well,
So, but it was after the egg hunt, everything was just so, ugh.
just a downward spiral. Everyone was just ready to go.
Yeah. I must also add I was starving all day because
Oh
I didn't
yes.
I didn't know I had a lunch break, and then my dad wouldn't pick up his phone, and it just turned into this whole thing. So I didn't eat till like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Yay! It was delicious weight though, but still, by the time the whole
And,
program was over, I was just
yeah, I
like,
was like,
pfft.
by that time you're starving, and when you're starving, anything will taste amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, even if I wasn't starving, it was still pretty amazing.
Oh, that's
But
good.
oh my gosh, I wolfed all that stuff down, and I kind of regretted it by the end of dinner because I was like, I feel
Oh, I
so
know.
sick.
You have that after dinner self-loathing where you're like, did I eat it or rub it in my face?
Pretty sure I ate it.
The meal isn't over until you hate yourself.
Right? And then after that whole lit thing I had to do, I feel pretty, I'm not freaking out. I'm like,
Well, that's
I've
good.
got this out of the way. Now I'm freaking out because I need to practice my flute because my teacher is going to make everyone in my section stand up and play this one part that only maybe one person can play.
Oh, dear Lord.
And this person has a cast on her hand. So,
So you can't even complain because she's over there wrecking it with a broken arm, and you're like,
well,
well,
no, not a
shoot.
broken arm. Her tendonitis flared up and she has to get injections.
We can say it was broken. It makes it sound cooler.
No, but it's cooler with tendonitis because, oh my god, she's in so much pain.
Oh, that's true. So she just looks more like a beast.
Yeah. She's a nice lady. She's real funny. A little aggressive,
That's
but
good.
you know what? She's cool.
You know how it is. Those
So,
flute players.
so that was my week.
Excuse me while I blow my nose for a second. That's what the noise is.
Ew.
I
Oh no, static! The world is shaking!
can't
Ah!
mute this mic. I have to pick up a new mic tomorrow
That'll be okay.
because I can't mute this one to cough or anything. So I'm sure I just sound disgusting right now.
You're okay. So that was my exciting week.
Your glorious after spring break week.
Jesus Christ.
I
um, how is? Oh, I don't. I don't need to know how your week was. I can pretty much,
You could sum it
sum it
up in
up.
two
But
words.
for everyone else, how was your week, Spunky?
Well, I survived spring break. I survived all of
Yippee!
it. I think I worked almost the entire spring
Yeah, you
break,
did.
and yeah, we
I
did.
worked the second half. I got to sleep for like 2 days straight. I was so
Well, that's
happy.
good. Oh yeah, that's always nice. And we got to hang out last weekend, so that was nice. And we got to finish Sly Cooper, which is always amazing.
Yay! I was so
So,
excited. Sass Master!
oh yeah.
Sass Master.
Well, you remember how I was saying the power went out last week?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it went out this last weekend when I was off.
What?
Yeah, so there was one more power. It hasn't gone out since then, but we had a second power outage while I was away.
That's. They need to get that checked. Like,
It's like all the construction.
oh yeah, probably.
They're ripping up the streets out there, so they're just, of course, just you know, ah, tear it all up. I am an American.
America.
America. So yeah. So
So work.
this yeah, and then this week I worked about the same amount, except on Thursday I was attacked by a cold, and it as you
With
and
flu-like
obviously
symptoms.
yeah, I was worried it was gonna turn into the flu. Like I really was. I've only had the flu once, which is the maximum amount of times you need to have the
It
flu
is
to decide that you don't like it.
not fun.
It is not
A
fun at
lot of
all.
vomiting involved.
Well, not with the flu. I had that's the stomach virus I
Oh,
had.
then I might have never had the flu. Uh-oh.
You might have the stomach flu because
Probably.
that's the vomiting. No,
If there's
that's
one
not.
person that knows about vomiting, it's me.
Blech.
Ugh. We're like
So
silent vomiters, me and my family, except for my mom. It's like it happens and then we walk out like nothing happened.
just like a
And
boss.
then my mom's just like, what's wrong with you guys?
Your, your mom's like a soap opera
Well,
vomiting.
'cause it hurts her whole upper body. Like, it racks her whole body that afterwards she's just sore. And then when it happens to
I
me and
should
my,
laugh at that, but I did.
right?
I really should laugh at your mother's pain.
Shh. And then when it happens to me and my brother, it racks our whole bodies and it hurts. And then we're just like, so, what's on schedule today?
Yeah, like all
Gonna go
right,
fight some monsters.
yeah, I vomited, check. I had breakfast, check.
Save the
Because
world, check.
you always eat after you vomit. That's how that
Yeah,
goes.
that is how that goes. It's like chicken noodle soup. I'm in.
I'm done. So anyway, uh,
On tangent.
yeah, going away from vomiting back to my cold because that's a better subject for some reason.
Yeah. It's a step
Yes, I
up.
got sick. I got sick on Thursday, and I was scheduled to work this entire weekend.
Blah.
So Friday, I was just not having it. So I told him I cannot come into work. I'm sick, and that was that. And I stayed home like a good mutt and just conked down on the couch
And
for
then, like
hours
a
on
dumb
end.
spunky on Saturday,
Yes, Saturday I had a particularly long shift. It was a like a almost an 8-hour shift
but you
on
got
a
over.
particularly yeah on a particularly busy day, and I felt bad because I had called out the day before, and so I didn't want to do the same thing today and just be this guy because I'm guilty like that.
True. And then the other half of her was overconfident that, hey, I feel much better than yesterday.
Yeah,
I can do this.
I was feeling a lot. I was feeling better, so I was like, you know what? They probably really need me. I think I can handle it. I'm gonna slap down some medicine and steam myself in the shower, and then just
Go forth and
plow
conquer.
through it. Yeah. So and I felt pretty good in the morning, and then about an hour in of this almost 8-hour shift, it all came back.
First of all,
And
they were already overstaffed.
yes, that was the other thing. Oh my goodness, people, children, I was so mad. I'm sitting. I went to work thinking, oh, they probably really need me because it's a busy day and
And
I
the
have a
guilt
long
was sinking
shift.
in, and she was just
And it
like,
was
I am necessary today.
yes, I was a necessary component. So we have, and and any of you who have a job, you are all familiar with the walk sheet, and it's probably called different things, different places, but the walk sheet is basically just a list of the people who are working today and the positions that are open that
Basically,
day.
your assigned spot to work in that
Yeah, basically
day.
your assigned spot, and yeah. If you have worked in the past, you know what that is. That's common. So I'm looking on said walk sheet, and there are so many people on. I work at a cash register. That's my position.
Her her default position.
So, oh, I lost my train of thought.
Walk
Okay,
sheet.
walk sheet. So I'm looking at this. We have one person that comes in that came in when we opened, and then I came in, and then we had a person coming in every hour after that up until I don't know how many hours after that, like maybe the fourth hour,
Hmm.
and then they were all there for shifts about as long as mine. So I was thinking to myself, dang it, like I almost cussed, but I didn't because I'm at a workplace and I don't cuss at the workplace because I'm professional.
I do inside my head,
I
but
do. Oh
I
yeah, I am a sailor in my head. Oh my goodness, the things
I
that come
think
out of my mouth
I think
internally.
something slipped out one time, but I was in the back room and no one was there, and I was like, good.
Yes.
I needed that.
So yes, I was incredibly mad because I thought I could have called in sick that day, and they would not have needed me because we had somebody, and it's unfortunately a common thing where they don't show up and they don't call to say that they're sick or they're not coming. It's just no call, no show.
Spunky is a good person and always calls.
I always call. I have only done that one time and it was an accident. I misread my schedule and then nobody called me to say, "Hey, are you coming to work?" So,
So you think it's like a no one noticed
yeah.
because there's so many people. Not that,
Oh yeah.
Spunky isn't a great person. It's just there's so many freaking people.
Oh yeah. It's a big store. It happens. You have a lot of people to manage. You sometimes don't even notice.
While I'm in a workplace where there's only like 4 or 5 other people and
So
everybody knows your name.
everybody knows your name. But
Anyway,
yes.
continue.
But, so yeah, they didn't call, they didn't show up and so we all operate with radios. They don't like us using the good old fashioned PA system anymore because it creates too much noise. And now I think about it, it probably does.
Yeah,
So
I
but
wouldn't
of
want to
course,
hear your please come to aisle blah blah blah
yeah, every few minutes.
like in
And
Walmart.
yes. So,
Sorry,
so
continue.
yeah. So so I can but unfortunately I can hear conversations. So I hear, "Oh, so and so didn't come in. Should we call someone to replace them?" And I hear, "Probably not. We have enough people." So I'm already mad because I'm like, "Dang it, I could have even just not showed up and not even told them why and they would have been like, "Eh, we don't need them."
Watch, Spunky like takes the radio. Is like, I am ill.
Yeah.
I am spreading the plague. And
So
you say you have enough people.
and then just to further add insult to injury, I'm in there taking a small break. We get 2 breaks when you work a certain amount of hours. And so I'm in there, I'm enjoying my small break, and of course I'm just, leaking many different fluids, crusty nose and everything. I look like a
Eee.
million bucks. Yeah,
A
ew.
million bucks from a strip bar.
Yeah, on a Tuesday morning.
Ew. I'm an interjecting sheepy today.
and and one of my managers comes in and she looks at me and she goes, "Are you sick?"
Oh my god.
And I said, "Yes, I am sick." And she goes, "Oh, why didn't you call out?" Which, just a side note, everybody flipping asked me, "Why didn't you call out the whole day I was there?"
Because you called
And
out
and
yesterday and
so
you wanted
I
to be a good
explained,
kid.
yes, exactly for I don't know how the umpteenth time.
You should have
I
just drove off.
I
You
know,
really should
right?
have. You should have been like, you know what? I'm
F
calling out now.
forget this,
Walk out, kick the door down, even though they're like sliding doors, and just
right?
been like, bam, 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 bam.
Oh, what about blowing my nose again?
I'm sorry. Please hold.
Okay,
Done holding?
then holding.
Okay.
So they asked me that, and I've just, I explain again. I called out the day before, and I didn't want to call out 2 times in a row, especially on a busy day. And my manager was like, "Did you not see the walk sheet?" And I said, "I saw it when I clocked in." And she was like, and so then she's like, "Well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do." And I was like, "Well, since we have so many people, is it okay if I leave early because I'm in a lot of pain?" And I was, because doubled with all of just the
Sorry
normal.
for laughing, but it's like, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Please continue.
And because I am in a lot of pain because on top of the standard cold symptoms, I also was suffering from throbbing ear aches, and throbbing
Used loosely.
is not used loosely. Indeed, that is a very accurate description because of that stupid headset.
Mm.
And she goes, "Well, you're already clocked in, so you may as well finish your whole shift." And I hated her.
Is this the Miss T?
No,
Or was a different manager?
different one, different one.
Okay, okay, okay.
It was a newer person.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, yeah. So,
That's so. The moral of this story is check your walk sheet before you clock in.
well, unfortunately,
Maybe you
yeah,
can run out before anyone sees you.
exactly. So, yeah, that was that. But I learned my lesson and called in sick today, just to because I have school tomorrow and I'm not skipping school. I have to go to school tomorrow. It's
She
just
must.
no ifs, ands, or buts. When you're in
Because
college,
out
you
of the
don't.
whole week, Monday and Wednesday are the only days you need to go to school. So you might as well go to school.
I might as well go. And yeah. And I know it sounds weird to some of you, but I'm in the process. I'm finishing up all of my credits at one
At a
school,
2 year
and
school and you're
yeah,
moving to a 4 year
yeah, I'm
school.
moving to a 4 year school. I'm on a transfer degree because it was just more cost effective that way because I'm poor.
As am I. But, psh,
It's just,
different
so
strategies.
yes. So I am feeling much better. I know I probably sound still a little awful with all the static attacks, but I sounded a lot worse yesterday. So this is a big improvement.
Well, Friday you were just like I texted you and it took like an hour to get
Yeah.
a
That was
to
because
get
the
a
hour I was
response.
sleeping. I
No,
mean,
no,
I
no, no,
I've
no. Like every single time you texted me, it was like hour later. Yeah, that sounds great. And I'd text back and it was like another hour later. Yeah, that's awesome.
oh yeah, that too. I was a little delirious. I was under a lot of medication.
I bet. So,
So that was our weeks, I think. It sounds a little wild, but you know what? We're taking on the new week with some added vigor.
kind yeah, I need to catch up on sleep. But I
Oh
don't think
yeah.
that's going to happen anytime soon. Just because I am a creature. I'm not even a creature of habit. I just don't go to sleep normal.
No.
um, so Tenny has TNT now.
Yes, we did mention earlier that I got to finish
Sly
Sly Cooper
Cooper.
4 with Typo over this last weekend
It was so
before
fun.
spring, and it was fun. But she has her own copy, so she's been playing on her own.
Which
And
is, it's kind of my first platformer, besides Crash Bandicoot when I was 10, and I failed miserably at that game.
yes, there's a lot of
But
childhood trauma between behind Crash Bandicoot.
yes, I'm failing a lot less at this game. Oh my god, freaking El Jefe. That was like, I died so many times and I
Did I
got
make it
so
look easy
angry.
or
You,
something?
just a little.
Just a little.
Just a tad bit. I think my brother made it look easier. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I don't.
Like if I were to compare you and my brother would still be first place, but you would be like a close second to being efficient at this game.
Oh yeah, no, it's just I tend to always be worse than the little brother for some reason. I'm my little brother is better at games than me,
Well, no,
and
no, no.
I
I
played them
think
more.
I think my brother only has the upper hand because like Cooper's like his childhood.
It's his thing.
It's his childhood. Like our parents even recognize Sly Cooper. Like when we bought the fourth game, my mom was like, "Oh, is that Sly Cooper?" And it's like, "Oh my
You
gosh, how
you
old are
were
we?"
right. You're like, oh no, my parents are in on this. How old am I?
Because she bought him all the games and he was like 7 or 6, 7, 8 years old, and he's like 17 right now.
So it's an involved process.
It was very fun though. My mom was excited for us because they made a new one, and then I told her, yeah, they're gonna make a sequel hopefully, and she was like, good.
Well, something exciting has happened, and it's gonna bring us into our discussion topic.
Our movie discussion
Yes,
topic.
we did a game last time, and games are not our only passion. We're also huge movie addicts.
Uh,
Um,
you more than me because it takes some me getting pushed to watch movies just because it's not the first thing I go to.
gotcha.
Like,
So
you know what I mean? I like
I'm
movies. It's just it's not option number one.
right.
Because then
Gotcha.
I start talking and I move around and it's just like, wee, what was
That's
happening again?
that seems to be how it's always been. Like even before I met you, I've always been the one who sat and actually watched a movie compared to just other friends and my brother.
Yeah,
So that's just been spunky since day zero.
yeah. And I usually sit through movies like a quiet little child when I watch movies with you and your parents, but
Yeah.
and then you're the one talk 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 and I'm like, yeah,
Now see
I think
when
that
I
happened.
yeah I talk in a movie and I used to not do it as much as I do now. I discuss things, man, and I probably shouldn't during a movie because then you're gonna miss stuff. But I don't know. I do that. I commentate without realizing I commentate.
Like in BG.
Yeah, Yes, Battlestar Galactica. Even though,
You're
yeah,
like, I can't believe they did that. And I was like, what did they do? Was it bad?
and it's sad because I make this huge fuss and everything about what the characters do and things. Mind you, I've seen this series like twice already the whole way through, so
And I've seen it
I
0
know what's going to
times.
happen. I know what's going to happen, but I still act like I haven't seen it before.
She's more
So
surprised than I am, and it's usually my first watching.
yeah, so
And
if
I'm just
anything,
engrossed. I'm like, this pilot better kick this person's butt because this person is bothering me. And I'm just like, by the end of it, I'm like, yes, mission accomplished.
done.
Done. But movies.
Well,
And this is a movie that this is
this
a
is a
movie series that that Spunky got me into
yes.
in 2 days.
I shall introduce this. This past weekend, as you all know, The Hobbit came out. Yay! Um,
Woo.
my dad went and got it for us this past week, and of course we are huge Lord of the Rings fans, so he went all out and got the deluxe DVD, Blu-ray, digital pack combo with the booklet. I could have lived without the booklet. It wasn't that amazing, but it was a nice little add-on.
Was it
But
like just pictures?
it's supposed to be like a little small guidebook to like hobbits and how they lived, and it
Your
had
family
some.
doesn't need a guidebook.
Well, it was a cool little thing because it gave you little tidbits, but it was like all photos from the movies,
Oh.
and it was like, oh, it was okay, but the
It
field
was
guide,
no
yeah.
it was no tragedy if it wasn't in there.
My little brother, when he was, I want to say 10, maybe 11, got a field guide for the entire Lord of the Rings series, um, and that one was probably a better insight. It had like actual sketches and concept art for the movies and stuff from the books, and so that was probably a cooler thing to have.
Neat. Back
So,
to the Hobbit.
anyways, so got the Hobbit and had a nice little surprise in there. If any of you got to partake in this, please leave a comment because I'm just curious to know how many people were actually able to take part in this. Um, in the DVD, I don't know if it was in every single release or what, but in the DVD we got, it came with a little slip with a code on it. And today at I think it was 3 p.m. Eastern time, so it was 2 p.m. our time. Um, Peter Jackson, the guy who's just been in charge of this whole series from the first movie, was going to do a like a live stream where he takes you through the studio and gets kind of showed little bits and pieces of that. He obviously couldn't show us very much about the second movie because they're still working on it and don't want to spoil anything. But and so you put in this little code and uh you just kind of got to sit back and watch. And they answered questions from Twitter, and I don't own Twitter, so I didn't get to do any of that. But
I could have, but you know what? I didn't buy the Hobbit.
yeah. And so they answered Twitter questions, and they had uh, guest stars from the past films and the Hobbit series they're doing right now, and ask questions through video questions. And oh my gosh, uh, there was they have fans ask a few questions through videos also, and it's all pre-recorded, and they have them from different countries. Me and my mother were watching this, and I didn't get to tell you this typo, so just be prepared to laugh because my mom like had to stop and leave the room because she was laughing so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the where was a part where it was like these two girls from China, and of course, obviously English isn't their first language, so there was it sounded a little off. There was an accent, and they were talking about how much they liked Legolas, which is Orlando Bloom's character, the elf. But
Those legs.
they couldn't see yes, they couldn't say Legolas correctly because it's just L's and R's are always confused in there. So they and I don't remember what the whole sentence was. I just remember that every time they said Legolas, they kept saying Regoras. And my mother lost it and had to leave the room because she was laughing so hard. And she was like, "I'm sorry. I don't know what they were saying because all I heard was Regoras." So, anyways, that was our Hobbit experience, and that was fun. And of
I
course, I
thought you
got
were
to
gonna
watch the
say like
movie.
Regoras.
Rego, no, it's close.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I have a weird fascination with Orlando Bloom as Legolas's legs. The
Yeah, I'm not
first whole
entirely sure what
movie,
was
I
going
was just
on.
like, those legs are ridiculous. And it wasn't the pretty long hair, it wasn't the pretty face, it wasn't anything. I was just like, everyone was probably like, oh my god, Orlando Bloom looks so gorgeous as an elf. And I was just like, how did he get his legs like that?
Yeah,
I'm
literally.
so jealous.
He's supposed to be in the second Hobbit movie, right?
Huh?
He's supposed to be in the second Hobbit movie.
Really?
Or not supposed to be, he is, but yeah, he will be.
I need to watch Hobbit.
Yeah, you need to. We'll get together and just have a moment. But
Plow
anyway,
through The Hobbit.
our love of the Lord of the Rings. Oh my goodness, this series. I was introduced to it when I was, I think, 11 or 12.
I was introduced to it when I was 21.
Yeah, she started late, but you know what? There's no shame in starting late. That's what I always say. It honestly it let me like almost reappreciate the series even more because it's always fun to introduce someone new to this series. So never
Mordor!
yeah so never be like, oh my god, you haven't seen this, what is wrong with you? You can do that once, but then follow that up with a let me show it to you.
Yeah,
And
it's better to share than to judge.
yes, exactly. That's our philosophy here.
I can make fun of you once, and then it's just like, let me educate you.
Yes, let's remedy the situation.
Like what? Like Persona. You never played a Persona game, you never heard of a Persona game, and I don't
I
think I
hadn't.
even made fun of you because it wasn't that well known. So I was just like, come play this game with me.
Yes, and that was how we were introduced to it.
Yes, and it was fun. It
So
still is
so
fun.
yes. Uh,
So,
well,
Lord of the Rings.
yes. This series, I'm gonna get sappy on y'all for a minute, so just bear
Oh,
with me.
yay. Everyone grab your
No,
tissues.
okay, maybe not that sappy, just sentimental. This
Oh, okay.
series, yeah, this
Everyone
series
grab your
means
favorite teddy.
yay, and to give it a great big hug.
A
I don't know,
bear hug.
a bear hug. Okay,
It's
well,
unbearable.
this series, like no lie, means like I can't even describe how much this series means to me. It was the one of the first movies that really got me into just generally the world of fantasy. Like I didn't realize that whole world existed until I watched Lord of the
Oh
Rings.
my god, like that elf thing in the tree.
Yeah,
Elf
it was just
village in the
the
tree.
whole world. Like
Oh my
it got
gosh.
me into writing,
It was so pretty.
uh, and drawing and everything. Because I already was interested in that, but that really spurred on and got me motivated to actually write and draw to the level that I do now. And it was me and my brother's world for like I guess it still partly is. It's just less it's just more integrated and doesn't seem like it's a big part anymore.
Because it's become so
because
commonplace.
because now because now it's just a standard.
It is in their DNA.
Yes, and that
There
is
is
no
no
lie.
there's no backing out.
No.
They have crossed that threshold. Point of no return.
So, how long ago was it over the summer that we watched him
No, it
or
wasn't that long ago. It was January.
yeah,
It was after
January.
my birthday, so it was in
Yeah,
January.
yeah. I we just we talked about it back and forth. I never really got to watch him, uh, and
And and I'm
that's
gonna be
understandable.
honest, I was a little intimidated to watch it because I was just like, because I've seen the fandom, I've seen the ugly side of the fandom. Like the pretty side is pretty funny, but the ugly side was like, oh my gosh.
And
So I was
unfortunately,
like, do
that's
I
just a
really want to
staple.
watch this movie and just see it everywhere? And then there's the whole, how am I gonna sit for 2 hours straight and just take everything in?
Yeah,
Well,
that's another
Spunky
thing.
made me.
Any obviously Lord of the Rings is a huge commitment
It
because the movies,
is
I
2 days
obviously,
worth.
yes, 2 days. We had to split it up because there's no way you can watch all of them.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to watch Lord of the Rings is watching the extended versions.
Oh
You can
yes.
I grew up on theatrical versions because the extended versions weren't out yet. But when we got them, we basically I don't think we have any of our theatrical versions anymore.
I think the extended versions come with them, and honestly, I don't think I could watch anything else and not be disappointed.
Right. No, the extended versions don't come with them.
No? Okay.
No, because it's the same movie. It's just with all the stuff they cut out
Oh,
added to
okay,
it.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, so if you're gonna watch Lord of the Rings, watch extended, because if you don't, you'll just be terribly, terribly disappointed and confused.
But do not watch all three of them in the same day. And I cannot stress this enough.
No.
Bad things happen to good people.
We
You
watched
will
it in two
literally,
days, and it was pretty bad still.
yeah. We started pretty early in the morning
we
too,
started
watching
at
them.
like we started at like 4 on day 1. And then when
Not
we
4 in the morning,
finished, it
4 in
was
the
like
afternoon.
midnight and we just played games. And then we started at like 11 the next morning and we didn't end till 4.
Yeah.
It was
It's a
it was
very
rough.
involved process, but it was so worth it at the end.
It was so fun, but it was so rough. And there was just a lot of screaming on my end because I came so emotionally attached to the characters. I was just like, "You idiot! You're an idiot! I hope you fall off that cliff. You're an idiot." It was just so bad.
Yeah, but beautiful series, and yes, Typo, you need to watch The Hobbit.
Beautiful
I think
scenery.
you even told me later on. You were like, I understand now why you were so excited to see this movie.
Yeah, because I was like, because Bilbo? Oh my god, Bilbo. There's so many things I didn't understand about Bilbo, but I was just like, you are a good man, Bilbo Baggins.
Yes.
You are a good man.
And the Hobbit is all Bilbo.
Yay!
Yay!
Then made me sad. I was like, Frodo, no! And then I was like, okay, Frodo, be free.
Be free. Yes, the that was the other thing. We started, when I was watching them as a kid, we started late on them. The Fellowship of the Ring had obviously already been out. Two Towers had been out for a little bit, and The Return of the King was getting ready to come to theaters.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
we got to see The Return of the King in theaters, and I remember it still. It was an amazing movie, and I loved the way they ended it, even in the theatrical version. But at the very end, and I would say spoiler, but it's been out enough time,
It's been
long
out
enough.
forever,
It's
and
been
the
out
books have been
forever.
out for even more
If
ever.
if you haven't seen it, too bad. I'm
Or read
spoiling it.
it, then you've
You really,
been.
actually, honestly, you don't have to have read
No, I
the
meant
books to
read it,
understand it.
but haven't seen the movies.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
well, yeah,
Because
yeah.
the books have been out for like ever,
Books have been
and
out for
then
way longer.
the movies have been out forever. So it's
Yeah,
like, okay, even if you didn't
it's
see the movie, if you read the books, you'll understand. But if you didn't do either, then you're lost. You
yeah.
obviously didn't care enough.
Too
Sorry,
bad.
not being mean, but it's true.
Yes. So the very end, where Gandalf was leaving, I was a little sad. Whatever. We kind of all saw it coming because he was only there to finish his job, and then he was gonna go. The part where Frodo leaves on the ship, I don't. I think it was just because I was so emotionally attached to the series as it was
And you
that.
were a baby too.
Yeah, well, I wasn't that young. I think I was 12.
That's still a baby.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. So, I was young,
You were not
and
emotionally developed.
no. No, I was not. No, I was not. But that's something
That's
else.
not. I'm just saying in general. We don't need to go there. So
No, we don't.
continue.
Yes. So yeah, when the part where he leaves on the ship, like I lost it in the theater. I was now I don't like to cry in public. That's just me.
But she cried in
So,
public.
but I cried in public, but I was very quiet. I don't I'm not a dramatic crier either. I don't make all the loud
It's a
sobbing
quiet, gentle
noises.
sob that
I
blends in with the wind that whooshes through the dark theater and no one even, like, notices.
Yes, except not that artistically articulated.
I'm trying to help you out.
It was more the way my mother describes it is when is that they didn't know I was crying because I was quiet. But
Like a
apparently
mouse.
when the movie ended, the lights turned on. My mother describes it as I was staring at the screen, tears streaming down my face, mouth open, and no sound coming out.
Like the ring.
Yeah,
Except without the
yeah. No,
noise.
that's The Grudge.
Oh, same thing.
Not really, but
Same concept. Same. Everyone dies. No, people die in those movies. So same
Yeah.
thing.
Anyway,
Sorry. This is almost like the two towers to roll them all thing.
oh my gosh, yes.
And I was so convinced that I was right.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay.
She's still learning. She's still learning.
Shh.
So yes, that's how emotionally involved I am with the series. So when we heard, we were all really hoping that they would do The Hobbit, and then Peter Jackson finally said, "I'm doing The Hobbit."
And they're
We
like,
we
yay!
yeah, we flipped a lid. We're like, "Oh my gosh, we need to mark our calendars. We're gonna go see it." And
All the
all
little
this.
hobbits screamed yay.
Yes, yes, that's the other thing that I meant to share. Excuse me. Um, we this might be old news to some of you, but it was news to me. Um, when they first did the original trilogy, um, as you know, it was filmed in New Zealand. Everything was real scene or nothing was CG. Um,
Beautiful New Zealand.
Beautiful. I would
Oh.
so love to visit that one day and just see everything. Um, the town of Hobbiton in the Shire was in a real hill landscape. Like it looked like that, just minus, all the homes
The
and the village and
doors.
everything. So obviously they built into that. But it was just built with, I think I forget what they called it, but it was just like a styrofoam plaster kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And once they were done filming, they just tore everything down and cleaned it up and left. But New Zealand left it open as a tourist landmark. And you could tour the site, and there's a
The
sign
actual
there.
site where hobbits ran around.
Yeah, so they have an actual site there called Hobbiton, Tourist Center, and you can look at the hills and everything. Well,
Roll down them, run down them,
yeah,
fall down them.
whatever, to your heart's content. So, uh, while on this live stream, they were talking about. No, it wasn't on the live stream. We were watching the special features of the DVD after we'd seen the movie.
Hmm.
Um, they were talking about that, and that how now that they're going back into the Hobbit, and they knew about this tourist center, they uh they actually went in and constructed an actual like permanent some real permanent structures, and they made the village of Hobbiton all over again, but with real wood and steel and just stuff
Mm.
that would last and not decay over time.
And rooms.
Yeah, and they have real gardens and everything there.
How cute.
Yeah, it looks really pretty. I'll have to show you pictures. And they said that once they're done, they're gonna leave it there. So, folks, there is going to be a real live Hobbiton in New Zealand that you can go visit,
Not for
and
free,
not for
but you
free.
know
I
what?
mean, I'm sure it'll cost an arm and a leg to get there, but
It's worth
um,
it.
me and my family agreed that we're gonna
Bucket
make a
list.
pilgrimage one day. One day when we're not poor.
When you're rich.
Yes, beyond our wildest dreams. But I just thought that was really exciting. And me and my mother joke. I'm very short, and so is my mother. I just get it from her side of the family. We joke that we'd be able to fit inside the Hobbit homes.
You probably will.
And we probably will.
I'll probably hit my head, but not like Gandalf.
we we joke that we can go hide in the Hobbit hole, and me and my brother and my dad can go like walk
Play in the
around and
garden.
yeah, do something. They can go. So I just thought that was an exciting little share. I was just like, yes, I'm so up for that.
Hobbit hole. I'm gonna go play in a hobbit hole. Except I'd probably like run into everything, step on something. Oh, sorry.
I'm hoping. I don't see why they wouldn't. Because they most of the Hobbit holes are just there for show, so they're obviously too small for normal people, even people my size, to fit through.
Not so sure.
But like Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins' home, the Bag End, I think they call it. That was an actual set that you went into,
Hmm.
and had an actual life size door. So I'm kind of hoping that that maybe they'll add on to that and let you like go inside it.
That would be neat.
That would be cool.
I want to run around the hobbit hole.
So so yes, that was my Lord of the Rings adventure over this week.
And just to put it out there, I am about how emotionally invested I am in this. When that one scene ended and it was just black, I yelled like very loudly. I was like, that cannot be it. Turned to Spunky. That is not it. If that's it, I'm gonna like throw or break something.
Are you talking about the ending of the third movie?
Yes.
I thought I remember that.
I was
I
so
remember.
angry and I was like, I had the pillow ready to throw and I was like, that better not be it. It was about to go flying. And she
Yeah.
has very nice stuff in her living room. And it
Yes.
would have been bad if I
It
I
would have
did throw it.
bad times, bad
But
times.
then the scene came up and I was like, good. You survived for
Yes.
now. And
Oh
then Frodo
goodness.
went off and I was just like, no.
I'm like, no,
It's
Frodo,
like sending your child off to kindergarten but they're never coming back.
don't do this, Frodo.
And then I was like, go be free, Frodo. Spread your wings and fly.
Go to heaven.
It was just, oh.
Yes. Well, I think we have discussed quite a bit today.
I think we have. We have hit the 51-minute mark.
Yes.
We
Which
have
is
been just chatty patty little
oh yeah.
little
And
spunky
I'm
sheeps.
sure I'm sure given the opportunity we could talk more, but we have things to do tomorrow and I'm sick, so I really shouldn't be up very much longer.
And I have to practice my flute.
Yes, you have to practice a flute. Good
Yeah,
luck with that.
thanks. I need it. I need to fix my hand positioning and all this stuff, and it's just, uh,
Well,
yay. Well, I'm Typo.
I'm Spunky. If you have anything again that you want to specifically talk about, let us know. I mean, otherwise we'll just make something up. So,
Yeah, we'll just babble
we
like
will.
forever, and then you'll just get sick of it. But
Yeah.
I won't because I just don't.
We function better with a curriculum. So, drop us a comment or
Without a
something.
curriculum, it's just a bunch of, well, I guess we'll talk about this next. You don't
Well,
want to leave me. Don't leave me to my own devices. Just don't. It won't be pleasant. Well, it'll be fun for me. Probably not for you, but
yeah,
for me.
yeah. Well, this has been our weekly update, and we'll see you next week.
Hopefully at the same time. If not,
Hopefully.
we'll be
We
we'll still be
our,
here.
our our schedules are kind of wonky, so we try to keep it as close to weekly as we can, but
So,
we keep it as
see
consistent as
you
possible.
quotations next week. Close quotations.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Papaya. Oh
NyQuil.
no, pineapple.
No, it was NyQuil.
NyQuil. Oh, NyQuil.
NyQuil.